So we're going to do the next part, which is create a report. So this is probably the most popular question that will come up. And just remember there are two things that you can do in a report. You can create a new field, and you can show specific records. Just remember that. And those are the two things that you'll basically focus on the most. The second bullet can be done either in the report or in the query, so we'll do that in the query as well. But bullet 1 and bullet 3 here are the main parts to be done in a query. So in Access, to create a report, whenever you see the word report, you need to create a query first. Create, query design, add in the tables, and then you go into add them in. And we should just see, just go to the right, see they're all in. Hopefully they are. So this is a new field called order, which is run at runtime, or calculated at runtime. This will calculate the cost price multiplied by 3. Okay, so cost price is a field in our database. So just keep in mind that whenever you mention a field in a calculation, you put square brackets around it. So we start by typing out the name of the one we want to create, order, colon, and it's going to be cost price multiplied by 3. So if you can see that, so the name of the field, colon, then your calculation, which here is cost price. So field, so you put square brackets, times 3. So run, and if we go to the right, you can see we are getting some values. So it is working. Okay. As order formatted as a euro, 2 decimal places. So go back to view. We right click on our field, properties, add format, we make it euro, and decimals, we make it. Okay, so it was already in euros, so that is just if you, or was already in currency. So here it's in pounds, so we might want to change that to euros. But yeah, ours is in euros here, 2 decimal places. So just go to right click, properties, and the format. Okay, so show only the records where the cost price is between 7,500 and 11,000. So for between, that's exactly what we type out. So cost price, here, there's a tick which is the show row, and underneath that is the criteria row. In the criteria, we type out what we want to show or what records we want to come up. So if we type between 7,500 and 11,000, we should get those records. So if we look at the cost price column, so these are correct. They're between, so include 7,500 and it goes up to whatever price they have here. So that is working, that is fine. Distributed is no. Alright, so if we look at distributed, in our case it's dispatched. You have it's the yes no field, so if we want no to only pitch up, then all we're going to do is type no under dispatch. Run, and you can see that the fields or the records for the dispatch field is all no. The last one is port starts with B. Okay, so port, we look for port, and this is a specific one. We want it to start with B, so we type B, and then anything can follow. So a symbol that represents that any text can follow is the asterisk. But as long as it starts with that. So it starts with B, and that is it. So we have a look. Great, there we go. Okay, so 23 fields. That is everything we're going to do in our query, so we can completely forget about those there. Okay, so once we've done our query, we go to create at the top, report wizard. Maybe sometimes save it according to the step that you're on, so let's say this is step 27. So okay. And we read very carefully what we must do. Okay, so show only the fields VIN, model, cost price, contact name, port, and order. Okay, so sometimes these bullets aren't going to be in order. For example, we've skipped the sort part because this window over here deals with what we want to show. So VIN, model, cost price, contact name, port, and order. That's it. Okay, cool. We go next. We always skip this window. Skip this one. Ascending order. Now we go back to the sorting order of model. Make this ascending. The orientation must be landscape. Next. And the title, which is going to be over here, Cars Ready for Dispatch. Finish. So I must have had another symbol there. Okay, cool. So we have our report coming up. We just always go to layout view and just make sure that everything is visible. Things are taking up too much space, maybe you can always move them up, or you can move things across. Just make it look as neat as you can. Alright, so next part. So as you go through it, I guess just tick it off if you can. I didn't have this displays all the data, so that's what we're doing. Put under a single page is what we've done. That's good. Alright, so here's a calculation that counts the total number of cars. The calculation should have a label to lift the calculation number of cars be placed at the bottom of the model field. So we have the model field over here, and we want to count how many records there are in this sheet. So usually what you do is you click on the column that you want to count, right click, total model, count records, 23. Then you go to view, design view, and we've done this part, the calculation, but now the label, the left there has to be number of cars. So here's the text box here of the calculation, so we can move this up. Put on this label here, over here, and the label has to be number of cars. So if you go to view, we can see it's coming out, there we go. So if you go to layout view, you can actually move things around. Get time, it's a bit laggy. Here we go. Okay, cool. Alright, so next one. It's fun. Calculates the average cost price of cars. The calculation should have a label of this to the left of the average car price. Alright, so the problem is sometimes in the exam you're only going to be able to do this, you'll probably ask only to do one calculation. So if you ask to do more than one of these calculations at the bottom of the report, unfortunately you cannot use the right click total cost price and then go average method, because what's going to happen is if you click on the average up here, it's going to remove the formula box over here, so the 23 you can see is gone. So what I'm going to do is go to view, design view. So you can see the calculation over here is to the right of the label. So we're going to use a text box as well, which is similar to this one. It is always the same. Text box. Drag it out. In the unbound part, you're going to put your formula. Text 16, we're going to put what we have to put there. So let's just start with that. Average car price. Average. Okay, so in unbound, we're going to put a formula. So equals is we're doing a calculation. And we have to get the average of the cost price. So average in Access is AVG bracket. And now in this bracket, we're going to tell what fuel we want to get the average of. So remember, whenever you mention a field, you put square brackets. So square bracket, cost price, square bracket. So this will give the average of the cost price fields. So go to the bottom, and there it is. So in layout view, you can do this. And you just move it until you feel it's 100% correct, so that's fine. This must be formatted to euros with 0 decimal places. So also in layout view, right click, properties, format, euro, 0 decimal place. There we go. Next one. Total order value of cars. So this should go below the order field. Total order value to the left of this calculation. So what we want to do is we want to add the order column up. So view design view, text box. Okay. So the price is its total order value. And in the element box, you are going to type out the formula. So we want to get the sum of the order field. So we're going to say equals sum order. And there it is. So view layout view. And we just go into move things up. And this also has to be edited to be euros with 0 decimal places. Right click, property, format, euro, decimal places, 0. Hashes, it has to be lengthened. There we go. Okay, so we almost